Go to Chicago, they said. It's great, they said. Yeah, if you're a polar bear. I mean, it's cold, it's snowy, it's wet. This is just not my charism. I gotta get out of here. Now this is more like it. Welcome to Florida and Good Shepherd Parish, where I'm preaching a parish mission this weekend. The sun is out, it is warm. In fact, it is really, really warm. So yeah, let's fix it. There we go. Now I feel like myself again. I decided to skip the whole airport thing. Once you've seen one of those videos, you've seen them all. And I was kicking myself afterwards because it was actually very interesting. I got to Dallas-Fort Worth, and it's never happened to me before in my life, but they upgraded me free to first class. Except I was wearing my habit and, Order of Friars Minor, the whole idea of first class, the idea of a friar sitting up with all the luxury stuff, I had to turn it down. I know, it was crazy. That's what our life is about. We've got to be minors, and so I gave my seat to someone else. I sat in the back. But that would have been an interesting video. But oh well, we're here, it's warm, I'm excited, and now I gotta go because the people are here. So we're in between the masses, and we walk out and there's a lot of people here. They're talking and greeting, and what do I find but these lovely ladies? What are you doing?
Selling Girl Scout cookies.
Selling during Lent, tempting me with all this delicious goodness?
Yes.
And what are you selling these for?
Money for the Cancer Center.
The Cancer Center? Wow, that is so noble. These kids are selling delicious cookies for a good cause. Do you have anything you'd like to tell the world?
Hello, world. Hi.
Support the Girl Scouts. Buy cookies. So I'm sensing a theme with this episode. The girls were very sweet, so they asked me what my favorite kind was, and they were going to give it to me for free. But I gave up desserts for Lent, and I had to turn them down, so yeah. So turning down first class, turning down cookies. Yeah, it's a life of penance, but it was a great opportunity because I said, well, if you're going to give them away for free to me, why don't you pick a parishioner, someone who's really nice, who could use them and give them to them for free? And it was great, so they picked the person that was directing traffic and works really hard, and he was so pleased, very surprised, and they got to do a great deed, so it all worked out. We're with teens again. Teens, and they're looking at me really funny. Look at these people.
This is cool.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to Chicago for spring break.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I am.
Wow, I live in Chicago. That's a weird coincidence.
I know.
Yeah. Is there food at this joint?
Yeah, right over there.
I like food. This guy knows where food is. Where can I get the good food? Oh my gosh, look at that.
We got a chili dog.
Oh my god. I got a hot dog. And yes, I'm gonna put ketchup on it. Sue me. Alright, it is Monday afternoon. Spent the morning with a parishioner, got a tour of Tallahassee, got to see Florida State. That was pretty cool. Had some time to work on my talks for tonight, do some video editing, and now I got a few hours free, and that's just a weird feeling. So I'm gonna go for a run. Now, for those who know me, this may sound very strange because I really hate running. Running is a means to an end. It is not something you do in and for itself. You run to get somewhere or away from a bear. But you know what? It's 82 degrees here and it's freezing in Chicago. You just gotta take advantage of these things. And heck, I'll stop along the way to talk to the phone so I don't have to run the whole way. Might as well get out. So I'm running down the main road to get out of this neighborhood, and it turns into a dirt road. And I don't think I'm lost. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to be going this way. This is the road I'm on right now. It is the main road that Google told me to take. So, I don't know. Nope, this is an actual road apparently. And just like that, here we are, back in the neighborhood. Oh well, only in Florida. Yeah, I'm a little out of shape and it's a little warm. So while I take a break from this terrible and senseless act of penance, why don't I share what I'm actually doing this Lent? Let me start off by clarifying what I said in this video, because it's been getting a lot of flack lately, mainly from people just reading the title and not actually watching the video. Yes, I say don't give up anything for Lent, but only if it brings you farther away from Christ, because that's the whole point of Lent. It's not to give up sacrifice for sacrifice's sake. It's not just to inflict pain. It's to bring us closer to Christ, and sometimes things like chocolate or social media, when we give those up, actually makes us more spiritually poor and doesn't focus on what we should be focusing on. With that in mind, I've decided to do two things this year. The first is that I'm embracing hunger. It sounds sort of strange. It's not quite fasting, it's not quite giving up desserts, but it includes those things. In my world, in much of our worlds in America, we have so much food, and we always take it. When we're hungry, we just get a snack, but we never actually embrace what it feels like to be hungry. And I think that's a problem. We just go from food to food to food, and yet so much of the world doesn't have food. So what I'm going to do this Lent is embrace that feeling. Don't just give into it anytime I feel hungry to go down and get a snack. And so to give that a little structure, I've come up with a few rules. So one, I'm not going to eat desserts except for maybe a cookie on Sunday. It's a day of feasting, celebration. I'm going to fast on Fridays, just like we do on Ash Wednesday and Good Friday. So just one small meal and one medium meal. That's going to be rough. And we've decided as a house to eat no meat on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right, that took way too long. I've caught my breath. I'll finish the second one in a second. I got to keep running. All right, so that was god-awful, but it's good for you, so that's how I did it. So where were we? Number 2, I've decided, as strange as it sounds, again, I want to limit the amount of social media I'm using. No, that doesn't mean I'm going to produce less videos or interact with people less, but there's a sense that I was using it way too much, checking my phone every 5 minutes to see if I had messages or comments, and it was starting to consume me. It really is consuming me. I think it's a great ministry and a great way to connect people, but it's got to be more than that. And what I found was I was spending way too much time on the computer, on my phone, and not as much time in prayer. And besides just the raw amount of time, it was consuming my spirit. I was not focused enough, and so I really want to try to transition a little bit away from Twitter and Facebook and Instagram every 5 minutes and be a little more prayerful. And to try to stick to that, I've decided not to use social media before 8 a.m. or after 10 p.m., but to leave those times for prayer and quiet and to be close to God. You can always use more prayer, and I know I can.
Brother Casey!
Taking a selfie. Oh, I'm not taking a selfie.
Okay.
You're taking a selfie, right?
Okay.
Say hi.
Hi!
So the mission is over. It went really well. We had a couple hundred people each night. Got to talk about Jesus for an hour each night, and it just seemed like people were really into it. And so I really am just so blessed that God was able to speak through me, that we were able to really prepare ourselves for the coming of our resurrection and Easter. It's really just amazing that I get to do this. I just got a call one day asking if I'd come down to Tallahassee, Florida. I had no exact connection. I didn't necessarily know anyone here, but I got to fly down, got to talk with wonderful people, got to worship with a new community, and to share my faith. For me, I don't think there's anything better in the whole wide world, and I just love this life that I get to do this. So with that, that's the episode. See you next week.